Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and before we get to today's stock picks, I just want to take a minute and go through where we see the market at right now. Now, if we look at all of the YouTubers that I watched videos on today and yesterday, what I have noticed is that most YouTubers are expecting the market correction to continue into this coming week. Stock Mo was the one outlier, and he thought the market correction might be over and that we're going to start rebounding from here. So, where do I see it? Now, I know last week I got pretty much every single day right, but that was partially based off 20 years of experience, but mostly that was just pure luck, okay? So I'm not some kind of genius. I just got lucky on that. As far as next week, I really thought that Monday was going to be this big up day, but that was based off of Friday being a small up day of around 0.5%. But we didn't get that Friday. Friday was up 2%. I mean, it was insane. Crazy update on Friday, which makes Monday a lot less certain. I'll probably give Monday maybe a 60% chance of being up and a 40% chance of being down. We did get the Senate passing the stimulus bill over the weekend, but that may have already been priced in on Friday. It's kind of hard to tell. Now, generally speaking, when we have a stimulus bill coming up, or any kind of QE or quantitative easing, basically any time that the Fed is going to print money, that has historically always ended a market crash. Now, this is a little bit different situation because this is not a market crash, it's a market correction, which means a market correction is based less on the overall economic things that are happening in the country and more on the individual prices of the stock market at the current time. Basically, a market correction is more like you're playing a game of your favorite sports game and the teams take a timeout so they can talk with the different players and coaches and try to reassess what's going on. That's kind of what happens in the stock market during a market correction is it's just taking a stop, taking a breather and going, whoa, maybe these stocks should not be up 900% in 3 weeks. Maybe that was a little bit too high. Maybe we should pull back a little bit and reassess what the actual value of these stocks should be. And that's kind of what happens during a market correction. And we can see that because while the technology stocks, the growth stocks, the hype stocks all went down 30, 40, 50%, the banking stocks and a lot of the more secure long-term blue chip stocks really didn't go down much at all. In fact, a lot of them even went up. So that just shows that money was really just kind of being pulled out of these stocks. The values were being reassessed, and it's not tied to an overall economic problem that a stimulus bill would necessarily correct. So we really need to focus more on the prices of the growth stocks to determine where the bottom might be. And as I'm looking at it right now, almost every single growth stock that I've looked at is either at or below its 200-day moving average. So that tells me that this correction should be over. Now, does that mean that Monday on up, we're going to have up days? No. Generally speaking, we're going to have a retesting of the bottom before we go back up. So it's very possible that come next week, we retest those lows one more time before we shoot back up. It's also possible that because we had that huge intraday sell-off on Friday, that actually was the bottom. The bottom was intraday. And that's also another possibility. So it's possible that the market correction basically ended on Friday. It's also possible we get a few more days of this. Regarding the stimulus bill, by the way, the Democrats have to pass that by the end of next week because they have a deadline on March 14th, which is next Sunday. And the bill is going to have to get passed this week. So that obviously is going to be a stimulus because obviously more money into the market is going to raise the market. So it's going to help, okay? So I don't know if Friday was the bottom or if we're going to retest those lows one more time on, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But we're pretty much there, okay? I think the intraday lows that we had on Friday are going to be the bottom of the market. And whether we retest them or not is still up in the air. But if you bought at those intraday lows on Friday, I think I'm like 99% sure you bought at the bottom, okay? So at this point, for the last few weeks, I haven't really been giving you guys buy under prices or ideal buying prices because everything's been dropping, right? We haven't really been talking a lot about buying stocks, which mostly been about trying to wait and find a bottom. At this point, I think we found the bottom. I think we're there. So pretty much every single stock right now, not all of them, be careful, do your own research and due diligence, but almost every single stock is pretty much at a bottom and at a buy zone right now. So you've got to research it. You've got to look at the EMAs. You've got to look at your trend lines. You've got to look at your support levels. You've got to make sure. And don't forget to set stop losses, because there's still, I'd say maybe a 1% chance that this turns into a full market, not a correction, but a crash. There's maybe a 1% chance that we continue all the way down. We have this huge overall sell-off in the market. Very, very, very slim, but possible. So make sure you set your stop losses. Don't forget to do that, okay? All right, all that said, I think we're there. We're at the bottom. We're going to be good. I think from here on out, we should all be making money. So most of you guys, you're out of cash at this point. That's good. It means you bought all these stocks in a dip. You guys know I ran out of cash about a week ago, and I had to deposit money last week to buy more stuff. Almost every single YouTuber out there, we're all out of cash. We're all in the same boat. We all bought the dip. We're out of cash. Now it's time to make some money. So I hope you guys are excited for this week. It might be a flat week. It might be an up week. Hard to say. But after this week, we should start that V-shaped recovery, and we should all make a lot of money. All right, guys, let's get into today's stock picks. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day, and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you click that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, for those of you who are new to this channel, I just want to remind everyone that I'm not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. This video is purely for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are currently looking at the Webull desktop app. This is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. I did want to let you know that Webull is currently having a transfer promotion. I know a lot of you guys have been unwilling to transfer out of Robinhood because of the $75 transfer fee. And right now, Webull will waive your transfer fee up to $100, as well as give you a few other things for free, like level 2 data. So if you've been waiting to transfer your stocks to Webull, now would be a great time. You can use my link in the description below to transfer and get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today was the possibility of me starting a Patreon and a private Discord chat. I don't believe that Patreon should take away from anything that happens on YouTube. So I don't really like the YouTubers who use Patreon to say upload a video 6 hours earlier. But I do think Patreon is a great choice if you're going to have something that adds value. And in this case, I think adding value with a private Discord chat where we can talk about stocks throughout the day as the markets are open would be a great idea. However, I really want to know what you guys think, and let's see if this would actually be worth it or not. So comment down below and let me know whether or not you would like me to start a Patreon. Second thing I need to know is how much you would be willing to pay. And the third thing I need to know is what would the Discord look like? How often would you guys expect me to actually be on there interacting with you guys? I can't always be on there every day because I do have family responsibilities. So let me know how often you guys think I should be on there interacting with you guys and how much you would be willing to pay if we did do a private Discord via Patreon. All right, guys, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is APXT. This is the SPAC, and they're merging with AvePoint, which is a data management company that is specifically focused on the Microsoft Cloud. Richard Allen bought APXT on Friday. He bought it because it hit $10.50 intraday, and this is a SPAC, so it has a $10 floor. The company that they are taking public is profitable. Although Richard Allen thinks AvePoint would be a good company for a long-term haul, he only day traded APXT on Friday. Chris Sain, on the other hand, bought APXT as a swing trade. Chris Sain said that he sold Uber, ticker symbol UBER, and Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX, and used those profits to buy APXT. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint, formerly under SPAC symbol SPE, now trading under ticker symbol CHPT. This was very cheap intraday on Friday, and StockMo is considering buying more. He remains very bullish on CHPT. Now, personally, I love how this bounced off of the 200-day EMA and closed above support, so I think this would be a great time to buy CHPT. Next up is FMAC. This is Firstmark Horizon Acquisition Corp. This is a Chamath-backed SPAC. There is no merger target yet. This SPAC has a $10 redemption value, and so StockMo bought FMAC on Thursday. Next up is Li Auto. This is a Chinese EV company, and StockMo said Li is cheap enough that he's probably going to buy more this coming week. He also showed us that the average analyst price target is $38.67, which would represent a 72% upside from Friday's closing price. Based upon the analyst average price targets, Li actually has the highest upside potential of all of the EV stocks. Next up is MSFT. This is Microsoft, and Keenan Gray said this is flying under the radar right now. He let us know that Morgan Stanley just raised their price target on MSFT to $290. That represents a 25% upside from Friday's closing price. Keenan Grace also let us know that Microsoft's Azure cloud service is growing and catching up with Amazon's AWS. AWS has 32% of the market share right now, and Azure has 20% of the market share. They also almost always beat earnings. Their next earnings is expected to be on April 27th after the market closes. Keenan Grace also let us know that out of 23 analysts who are covering MSFT, all 23 rated a buy. Technically, this bounced off of the 100-day EMA on Thursday and held the 50-day EMA on Friday. This is very bullish. We can see the RSI turning bullish and the MACD also turning bullish. Now is the right time to buy MSFT if you like this stock. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Keenan Grace reminded us that even with a global chip shortage, NIO should still double their deliveries in 2021 versus 2020. StockMo mentioned the same thing and also looked into NIO's financials. He likes the fact that NIO's sales increased 130% year over year. Their revenues were also over $1 billion for Q4 2020. They have over $6.5 billion in cash and cash equivalents and less than $1 billion in debt. So long story short, NIO's financials are looking really good. The year-end price targets on NIO of between $85 and $120 appear to still be valid. Now is a great time to buy NIO as a long-term investment. Next up is NNDM. This is Nano Dimension, and they're a 3D computer chip printer manufacturer. Larry Jones added more NNDM on Friday. I also rebought NNDM after getting stopped out 3 times already over the past 3 weeks. I like how it bounced off of the 200-day EMA, and by the time I was able to get my order in and filled, I ended up buying NNDM at $7.03. Next up is OPEN. This is Open Door, and Richard Allen purchased this in his long-term portfolio on Friday. Richard Allen purchased this at around $18 a share. Since this is at the 200-day EMA, any buy-in price below the 200-day EMA would be a good deal. The 200-day EMA closed Friday at $20.80. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. Keenan Grace reminded us that ARK Invest was buying on the dips, and now PLTR is actually lower in price than what ARK Invest bought in at. So you can actually buy PLTR now for less than what ARK Invest bought in for. Also, Palantir announced that they are expanding their Enterprise Resource Planning System, also known as ERP, and making it available to all AWS customers. ERP enables significant cost savings within weeks. This expansion is another platform, in addition to Foundry and Gotham, that will provide increased revenue for PLTR. Keenan Grace also reminded us that this is a long-term hold for him. Next up is TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. StockMo said that if you buy now, we're looking at a conservative 20% upside on TSLA through the end of this year. Now that is based upon the average analyst price target of $715. Most YouTubers have their price targets at around $1,000. StockMo said on Friday that he thinks that on a more realistic level, TSLA gets back to its all-time highs by the end of this year, which would still represent a 50% upside. And then on Saturday, StockMo said he was increasing his year-end price prediction to a market cap of $1.25 trillion, which would be a $1,300 price target. Next up is TTCF. This is Tattooed Chef, and they're a plant-based foods company and a competitor to Beyond Meat. Chris Zane said that he sold Uber, ticker symbol UBER, and Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX, and used those profits to buy TTCF on Friday. Chris Zane has been saying for a long time that he liked TTCF below $20, and it finally got there. Now, this did close below the 200-day EMA on Friday, and it might bounce back, but we also have this long-term trend line right here, which is just under $17 right now. So it's hard to say if this is going to bounce and go back up or if it's going to retrace back to around $17. So if you do decide to buy TTCF, I would put a tight stop loss on this one. Next up is XPEV. This is XPeng, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Stockmo said that this is one of his favorite EV stocks outside of TSLA and NIO. The average analyst price target is $43, which would represent a 53% upside from Friday's closing price. Technically, I will also tell you that this is way oversold. The RSI is all the way down to 2240. The MACD is at negative 4.77, and the stock is well below the 200-day EMA. So even though this stock is very oversold right now, everything is still bearish. So just keep your eye on this one. It should bottom out sometime this week and start going back up. Next up is ZOM. This is Zomedica, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Chris Zane listed this as one of his easy money plays for this week. He gave a buy-in price of $1.82 and an ideal buy-in price of $1.77. Chris Zane did say that he bases his price targets off of the simple moving average, which is the MA indicator in Webull. It's important to note that while most stocks will bounce off of the EMA lines, a few will bounce off of the MA lines. So if you're looking at a stock and you're looking at the EMA lines and they're not corresponding with the support levels that you're seeing, try looking at the MA instead of the EMA. I'll just show you what that looks like on this stock. We'll turn off the EMA, we'll turn on the MA, and here you can see the MA lines. Now, I do want to put the EMA back on for a second, and I do want to show you guys something. This stock is still below the 21-day EMA, and it closed below the trend line on Friday. It also dropped all the way down to the 50-day EMA before bouncing. However, the RSI is still dropping and the MACD is still dropping. So this stock is still very bearish, and all signs point to the stock continuing to drop. It does not look like it has bottomed out yet. However, it was up 4.4% after hours, so there's a chance that it could bounce and start going back up. Now, while technically this screams bearish and it's going to continue to drop, we're still in a very volatile market, so we really don't know what's going on. So if you do decide to buy this stock, just make sure you set a tight stop loss in case it decides to go back down. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Like I said in the beginning of this video, comment down below and let me know what you guys think about a possible Patreon. I really want to know your thoughts and whether or not that would be something I should go ahead and set up, or if maybe it's something we just need to wait on. Let me know. If you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. That way you can trade during the full market hours from 4 a.m. till 8 p.m. You're not going to be limited on your trades. You're not going to miss out on any opportunities. And when you sign up and deposit just $100, they're going to give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. It's an incredible deal, so go ahead and sign up for Webull using my link in the description below so that you can trade during the full market hours. Finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.